Gracias por continuar con nosotros en Foro Global. En tu pantalla estaba la respuesta a la trivia de la noche sobre Mark Zuckerberg y lo que le gusta vestir, pero ayer se quitó y antier también ese uniforme. Se puso un traje, se puso corbata y fue al Congreso de Estados Unidos. Y de esto vamos a hablar con Hannia Kozlowska. Ella es reportera en Quartz. Se ha especializado en justicia penal, Europa del Este y en los temas relacionados a Facebook. Fue becaria en la revista Foreign Policy y trabajó para el New York Times en la sección de opinión y en Times en Polonia. Es politóloga por el Colegio Swarthmore en Estados Unidos. Hannia, welcome to Foro Global, to the Quartz section. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. You've been following the Mark Zuckerberg testimony to the U.S. Senate and the U.S. House. There was a committee to which he appeared today and he answered some questions. First, why is he going to the Congress? This is the first time that one of the CEO of this global company called Facebook, which has a lot of fans in Mexico, by the way, goes to the Congress to give testimony and to offer an apology.
Yes, so he was summoned by several committees, congressional committees, to testify. Yesterday, we had the Joint Senate Judiciary Committee and the Commerce Committee, and today we had the House Commerce Committee, so kind of the counterpart. And he was summoned to explain Facebook's role in the Cambridge Analytica scandal, which revealed that Facebook user data was sold without users' permission to a shadowy consultant and data firm called Cambridge Analytica by a researcher back in 2014. So the whole of the hearings were to kind of find out, what is Facebook's commitment to user privacy and security. But, this is, of course, only the latest scandal that Facebook was embroiled in. Before that, we had the Russian interference in the 2016 election and also spread of disinformation on the platform. So the lawmakers had the opportunity to ask a lot of questions involving different scandals that Facebook got embroiled in.
I was reading in your piece, which is published by Quartz just today, that many of the senators who were there at the conference, at the testimony of Zuckerberg, they did kind of the people were disappointed with the questions, that apparently they didn't know what they were talking about. They started talking also about the commitment of Facebook to democracy and also about diversity within the company. They talked about everything and nothing.
Kind of. I mean, so it was 10 hours total, 5 hours yesterday, 5 hours today.
Wow.
Yeah, I would say yesterday was a little more disappointing in some ways because we kind of saw what we call softball questions, so, not particularly pressing. And today we saw a lot of political agenda. So the congressmen trying to make their political viewpoint known and not necessarily press Zuckerberg. However, there was a lot of tough questions as well, and he had to dodge a lot of questions, avoid answering. So I would say it's a mixed bag.
Yeah, he also confessed that his own data was stolen by this application on Facebook, and he announced several measures that Facebook is going to take in order to make the platform, the social network, more secure. Do you think it's that going to be enough for the users in the US and abroad who are thinking, oh, maybe I should close my Facebook account?
I don't think we can say that it's enough. I mean, we'll have to see how these changes are implemented. Mm-hmm. But, a lot of people will say that they will delete their Facebook. But even if it's 1 million people, that is still just a drop in the ocean of Facebook users because there's 2 billion of them worldwide. So even if it's a whole lot of people deleting it, for a lot of other people, it's really hard. I mean, a lot of us are dependent on Facebook. People use it for, their businesses or to connect with family. So I don't know if it's going to be enough for people to cancel it. I don't know if it's going to be enough for people to trust the platform again. So they're in a difficult situation.
Are senators and legislators in the U.S. thinking about new ways of regulating the social network? Was that also one of the debates within the testimony of Zuckerberg?
Yes, for sure. So I think what we were all waiting for is to kind of see how the lawmakers were, viewing Facebook, so we could see how they were thinking about regulating it.
Yeah.
There's several legislation plans already, and there might be many more. There might not be any. We'll see. We'll see how that plays out. It's partisan politics as well. So we'll have to see. But definitely, their legislation about ad transparency, especially political ad transparency on the platform. But then the company keeps saying that they are implementing all these changes even before the legislation comes down the pike, so to speak.
Yeah, there's also another thing that, especially in countries such as Mexico that will have elections this year, the thing with fake news. What has Facebook done with that, thinking about the US presidential election of 2016 and the next elections in Europe and etc.? Is Facebook now kind of verifying the information that is published on the social network?
I would honestly say that they're not doing that great of a job. So this didn't come up today at all, basically. There was very little mention of disinformation, which was quite disappointing. They've introduced a lot of different measures to try to fight fake news, and, there's a whole lot of it. So some of it is for sure working, but as we saw with the mass shooting at the school last month here, it's still, very robust, and fake news can spread very quickly on the platform. And this is something that they're really going to have to work on.
Well, Hanna, thank you so much for this Minutes for Foro Global. We'll surely have to talk more about what's coming next for Zuckerberg and for Facebook. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Gracias a ti por habernos acompañado esta noche en Foro Global. Soy Genaro Lozano y te invito a que te quedes con mi compañero Eric Camacho y las noticias. Y por lo pronto te deseo muy buenas noches y nos vemos mañana en punto de las 11 de la noche para una nueva emisión de Foro Global.